to say that we will sack 800 public servants.
Just disappear their positions.
Now, Mr Deputy Speaker, I want to talk about a few of the initiatives in my own electorate, because across the electorate of Franklin there are some great initiatives, and I'll go through those. In the health area, the Clarence GP Super Clinic, also federally funded, is a great initiative. Will do great things for the health of residents on the Eastern Shore. The Kingston Community Health Centre, and I'm going to be going to a meeting of the Kingston Seniors Action Group on Friday, who have received that measure very well. The upgrade of the Bruny Island Health Centre, and I visited Bruny Island and had a look at the plans there, and the residents were very excited about that proposal. In the area of sport and recreation, of course, we have the funding for lights at Bellerive Oval, also matched with some federal funding and council funding, I believe, as well, which is not just good. Sport and recreation initiatives are not just good for entertainment, sport and recreation. They also help the economy because of the way that they attract interstate visitors. I mean, the Hawthorn Football Club deal is a great example of that. It's not just a sport and recreation initiative, but it's a tourism initiative and an economic initiative. Police and emergency services, Mr Deputy Speaker. We have the upgrade of the Bellerive Police Station, and I'm not sure of the exact locations, but I will be interested to talk to the Minister for Emergency Services on this. But throughout the state there'll be a rollout of 15 new frontline fire trucks. I know that a couple of the new trucks have gone to Cygnet and Huonville, and as a active volunteer firefighter, I do understand the importance of the need for new equipment, and how that helps firefighters, both professional and volunteer, undertake their work. And not only does that benefit those 15 stations, but the stock that gets replaced actually rolls through other stations to replace older stock. So lots of fire brigades benefit from that. The child and family centres that the Premier announced in his State of the State speech, there'll be one at Risdon Cove and one at Clarendon Vale, and I believe that the coordinators of the neighbourhood houses in those areas will very much appreciate that commitment. Anne Harrison at Risdon Vale and Simon Paul at the Clarendon Vale Neighbourhood House, because I know how hard they work and how much effort they put into helping children and families in their areas. And Mr Deputy Speaker, there's a number of school projects throughout the state, school improvements that add to the massive investment that the federal government has put into school capital through the Building Education Revolution, and including in Rose Bay High School, Howrah Primary School, Geilston Bay High School, Kingston Primary School, Blackmans Bay, Margate Primary, Huonville High School, Lauderdale Primary School. I went to one of their parents and friends meetings, and they had a look at the plans there, and I know that those plans were very well received by the parents there. And of course, Mr Deputy Speaker, there is the new Kingston High School, $23 million over the forward estimates for the construction of that school, and I really enjoyed turning up with the Premier, the Deputy Premier, and my colleague Mr Butler to turn the first sod for that school, and that's going to be a very modern facility and a great facility for the students at Kingston High. And also in the area of education, there are learning and information network centres going in across the state. None in my electorate, but I think it's worth commenting on though, because the first link was in
to discuss things outside. The honourable member for Frank Ascot.
The first link, which provided a fantastic model for the co-location of education, information and learning services. The Huon Link has been an absolute bastion of success and a great thing for the Huon Valley community. And I'll move on to transport. There's the Kingston Bypass, of course, a project that's been much needed in Kingston, and I think it's very disappointing that the Greens haven't committed to the Kingston Bypass. I think they should have another look at the Kingston Transport and Environ study and see the importance that project has to traffic movements and people being able to travel to work in a timely fashion within the Kingborough municipality. There's the South Arm Road road sealing on Bruny Island, something that the Bruny Island residents certainly have welcomed. And while it's not in my electorate, the Brighton Bypass and the Brighton Transport Hub are certainly very important for traffic flows on the Eastern Shore. Now, I think it's a commendable achievement from the Treasurer that in this difficult financial environment, Bartlett Labor government can still provide all this infrastructure funding together with our federal colleagues to stimulate the economy, to protect jobs. Of course, this budget does a great deal else to protect jobs. I must mention there's payroll tax concessions for businesses, the Farm Water Development Loan Scheme, the Tasmanian Industry Support Scheme, which has gone to a number of businesses already, irrigation programs throughout the state. Really, if there's one thing that this budget is about, Mr Deputy Speaker, it is about jobs, it's about productivity, it's about protecting frontline services while dealing with the toughest economic environment that the world has seen since the Great Depression, and I congratulate the Treasurer for producing a budget that will guide Tasmania safely through the global financial crisis.
Questions will read a second time. The honourable member for Bass, Mr Good, has the call.